Shabbat Shalom, my friends. So we've just, in the Jewish tradition, just passed through the gates of the high holy days. Rosh Hashanah, the birthday of the world, and Yom Kippur, the day of at-one-ment. The gates opened for us to do teshuvah, returning to right relationship with the divine and with our communities, which is the way through each other that we connect with the divine in Judaism. And now we're moving toward a very joyous holiday called Sukkot. And during Sukkot, traditional observant Jews or other people who are interested build a sukkah. And a sukkah is like this open air structure made of branches and tree limbs, and certain kinds of plants are used, and it's really a commemoration of the period that the Israelites were crossing the Sinai desert, the wilderness, from captivity in Egypt to liberation in the Holy Land. And during that 40-year period, they lived in simple structures that they could make in the wilderness, mostly open air dwellings. And that's what the sukkah represents. But also, friends, it is a celebration of the harvest time, the ingathering. That's what this time is. So many religions, organized, institutionalized religions, particularly the monotheistic ones, borrowed is a nice way to say it, co-opted perhaps, the indigenous traditions, the earth-based spiritual customs of the places where they were. And so this is probably a pagan festival that the Israelites and later the Jews remade in their own image. But harvest is still a super important element of Sukkot. The apples and the honey and the grains and the greens and all of the bounty of the earth is celebrated, and we give thanks. And it's a beautiful thing, because the sukkah is, so you build the sukkah and then you're expected to actually dwell there. For some people, just 2 nights, for others, 7 nights. And whoever comes through is welcome. So you have all your meals in the sukkah, and then if somebody comes, you feed them too. So it's a time not only of bounty and harvest and thanksgiving, but also of generosity of spirit and sharing what is being given to us. And remembering that through this open air structure that we dwell in during Sukkot, that there is really no such thing as permanence, as safety, as 4 walls that can contain us and keep out the world. That this incarnation is wild, and the unexpected happens, and trying to separate ourselves into us and them is virtually meaningless. And Sukkot recognizes impermanence and community in such a beautiful way. So, on this Sabbath, I invite you to join me in remembering that we belong to this wild world and to each other, and to share the bounty. Shabbat Shalom.